What is widely considered a red flag but actually is not. Not making eye contact doesn't mean someone is lying. Not responding to texts immediately. No Brenda, I'm not ghosting you, I am literally at work. Not having a social media presence. I've had multiple people tell me that my choice not to use social media was a huge red flag. In reality, I got rid of my accounts because they were making me miserable. I got rid of my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter accounts 2 years ago, and been noticeably happier ever since. No social media. Not getting along with parents. Some parents are abusive, neglectful, or toxic to be around, and if an adult chooses not to be around that, good for them. Of course, if a person is actively awful to their parents, that's another story. Being independent, or even a loner. Sometimes we're just shy and have poor social skills. We're not creeps or weird. I just do my own thing and leave people alone for the most part unless they want me in their life. Living with family. In this day and age, it's just not feasible for everyone to have their own place. Not responding to message within 5 milliseconds. Not having many friends, I'm just very introverted, not a weirdo. Not posting pictures with friends on your dating profile. Some people assume you're antisocial and not pleasant to be around. But I choose not to because I feel weird to post pictures of other people than myself. Dating for several years. I've been told by girls that if a guy has been single for over 5 years, that's a problem. So you'd prefer he'd be in 25 relationships in the last 5 years and wonder why all those relationships didn't work out? Men having female friends. A lot of girls get jealous. If it's a real friendship and not a bunch of exes and hookups, it actually shows women consider them reliable and good people to have around. Not answering the phone or the door just because someone is calling or knocking. Once upon a time, if you couldn't get a hold of your friend or family member right away, you assumed they were already busy doing something and you found something else to do. If it was of actual importance, you would leave a brief message describing why you called. Now if I don't jump up off the toilet just to see who is knocking on my front door or calling my landline, I have bad cell reception where I live. Without texting first, people act like I'm dead or I'm being an asshole. It's so easy to text first that if you refuse to do it, I find that a red flag. Not wanting your partner to have the passwords to all your social media accounts. Girls with stuffed animals. It's just comfort and habit. Not deep. Going to therapy. Having social anxiety, isolation, or having no few friends. I am not saying it's never a red flag. But there's a lot of cases where the person just doesn't know how to put themselves out there, and because of this they end up lonely and isolated. Amount of women I know that take it as a red flag that a guy doesn't pay for all dates, buy them things. I'm proud of what I have done with my life and that I can go do those things myself. I like a guy that treats me as an equal. That is not a red flag at all to me. No social media presence. Question mark. Some people function normally without social media. Poland's flag could be considered a red flag, but I think it counts as a red and white flag. Being quiet. Everyone thinks I'm autistic or a nerd or something. I have no clue. I kind of shut up about it because I don't care and I'm not there to try and prove to anyone anything or tell them they are wrong. It's actually a good filter for me actually. But everyone that works with me, or has to be around me for a long enough time, realizes I'm a pretty cool dude and like to do fun. Someone even told me, yeah no Mathaser, I thought you were a huge dork but you're actually pretty cool. So, what red flag is that? Being kinda quiet, shy. Just because I'm not pressing whatever advantage or peacocking there is, kinda adds to my quality emo. But I don't think about it like that either. Just trying to explain it. Living with your parents in your 20s. Lots of people are in college, saving up, or just can't afford it because housing and rent are unreasonably expensive. You can have a decent job and be responsible and great in a lot of ways, and living with your parents somehow negates all that. Having an adult child at home with disabilities. While looking for dates with various apps, I believe in transparency, so after some chat I will mention my adult son lives with me due to some disabilities he has. Almost immediately I have had women ask, how do you date, assuming that my son is in need of 7/24 care, when in fact he can do most things on his own. I had women laugh. God bless the ones I have met who tell me they have a respect for a father who seeks to help his son. Curse the ones that have said, why don't you put him in a home? Not because he is a burden to me, but because they think it's inconvenient. Not because he is a burden to me, but because they think it's inconvenient. Being clingy. Now actually being clingy and overstepping boundaries is a red flag. But these days a lot of things that are perceived as clingy are just people showing genuine interest as opposed to trying to play it cool. Just my opinion though. Not going to college. I plan to go personally, but some people don't. I've been raised to believe people who go to college have their life together or are smarter than the average person. I've learned pretty quickly that people who don't go to college aren't stupid or anything. Some just have a different life path or can't afford it or found a job or business that works out better than any college's opportunities would have given. College doesn't define a person's worth. It's just an expensive tool to get some people where they want to be. A blue flag very quickly accelerating away from its observers.